Hello, welcome. My name is Christian Brown. I'm the founder and CEO of Blemish, and this is the Mindful Meetup for World Meditation Day. And so we have a special schedule planned for you, but first I want to just share a little bit about what you're doing here and what Blemish is. And it's simple. Blemish is a startup that was created to alleviate the global mental health crisis through both human collaboration and emerging technologies. We believe that when you bring people together and create a safe space for them to share and get help and meet other people, both in person and online, it'll lead to a healthy, positive impact. And so that's why we're here today. We started this idea of the Mindful Meetup earlier this year, and we were just testing it out to see what would happen if we create a space for people to engage in mindfulness activities. And now we're starting to learn that it has a true impact on people's mental well-being. And so today, for this live stream, we'll have my friend Skye lead this event for you. And she's based in Chicago. She's a beautiful traveler and just passionate about mental well-being and yoga and meditation and just connecting with people. And so she's gonna come on and share a little bit about her story and her journey, but she'll also lead you through a special yoga practice to help you become centered and really be aware of your physical body before we dive into a guided meditation session from a yoga instructor based in Switzerland who will be giving it live in Paris. You'll be able to experience the same thing as we are experiencing in real time. And it's our goal and our hope that you're able to gain a better sense and better understanding of both mindfulness, meditation, and just your overall mental well-being. So again, thank you for joining. Be sure to leave a comment wherever you're watching from and let us know where you're tuning in. And if you have any ideas, any revelations that come up throughout the event, be sure to leave a comment and Skye will make sure to address it. So again, thank you for being here. Peace and love, and here's Skye.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. As Christian said, my name is Skye. I'm really honored to be here today and be leading you through this short yoga session and then into this live stream of the guided meditation in Paris. So to start, like Christian said, if you guys just want to leave some comments and shoot a comment over and mention where you're streaming in from, where you are around the world, and we can start and just kind of learn a little bit about each other in that way. I'll wait a couple of seconds here for the comments to come through. Okay, we might be a little early here, but if you want to leave a comment and let us know where you're streaming in from, you can do so right on this live stream here. So give a comment, or like Christian said, any questions that come up throughout the session here, I am here to help. So if you have questions or a question that comes to mind while we're practicing or during the meditation, you want to ask it and have it answered later, you can definitely go ahead and leave that in the comment section here. And as Christian said, it'll be addressed a little bit later on. So I'll start out by just giving you all an intro to who I am. So as I said, my name is Skye. Christian mentioned I am based in Chicago, so I'm originally from Chicago. I left the US about 2 years ago. I moved to Paris, and that's actually where Christian and I met. And then I started traveling full time. I wasn't really feeling fulfilled in Paris. And so I really felt like I wanted more from life. And that question, became, what makes me feel most alive? What am I lacking right now that I don't have in my life that I really, really want in my life? And so I asked myself, these questions of like, what does make me feel most alive? When have I felt the most alive in my life previously, right? And I would encourage you on this day to ask yourself those same questions. And so maybe it's right now. And if it is right now, that is amazing. If it's not right now, maybe reflect back on a time in your life that you did feel really alive and you felt like you were, truly living. What did that look like for you? I encourage you to just take some time today, as I mentioned, to sit down with these questions and think back to when you did feel most alive and ask yourself, what was I doing that really made me feel alive? Who was I with? Who was I surrounding myself with? And how did I feel? What did it feel like for me personally to feel alive? Because for each of us, that question is different, right? There's not one single answer that can kind of guide us through that. And so it's a question that you have to ask yourself. So I'd encourage you to take the time today to just ask yourself that question of what does make me feel alive and reflect upon that. And hopefully you start building a life that makes you feel a little more alive and fulfilled. Or if you're already there, congratulations. So as mentioned, today is going to be a little yoga session in the beginning here, and then we will bring in the live stream from Paris for that live meditation. So we'll begin with the yoga session in just a little bit here, but I really want to take a second and just emphasize, what we're really striving towards with this session today. So it is World Meditation Day. Happy World Meditation Day to everybody. Today's theme is really being bold and confident in your mental health. And so being bold and confident in your mental health, of course, as anything with mental health, it's an individual question. And so I encourage you again to ask yourself a question of what serves you best in mental health? What are the things that when you do them, you feel great? What are the things that really serve you and fulfill you internally, right? In your own inner world? What are those things for you? Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's reading, maybe it's writing, maybe it's running, right? You have so many different outlets. Of wellness and mental health. And so I encourage you to just ask yourself, what does that look like for me as we kind of follow through this practice? And today's really about just being grounded, really finding home and peace and stillness in our bodies. Our yoga session today is going to be really short. It's going to be really short and really, really slow. I'm really going to take the time to encourage you guys to just get into your bodies and to feel what it feels like to be in this, physical being that we have. So that's the goal of today. Before we begin, do we have any questions, anything that anyone wants to know, anything that anyone wants to say, any comments before we start? Okay, cool. As mentioned, if things come up throughout the session, please feel free to shoot us a message. We'll be here the whole time and we'll be responsive after this yoga session and then after the meditation. Hi, Natalie. Thanks so much for your comment. And yeah, we're so excited to have you here as well. Okay, so let's all go ahead and find a seated position together. So I'm going to adjust my camera and then just come back a little bit on my screen so you can all see me and my whole body pretty well. So let's find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you, whether that looks like sitting here in a cross-legged position, whether it looks like sitting with one foot in front of the other. Maybe for you, it's kneeling on both of your knees and back on your ankles so that you can find a straight spine. Our goal here is really just to find a straight spine. And so whatever that seated position looks like for you, go ahead and find that now. If you have or would like to use a little blanket or something soft to have under your sit bones to kind of prop yourself up, that can really help to kind of create that strong and stable spine that we're looking for here. And hi, Simi from Paris. Hello to you as well. We're glad to have you here. Cool. So let's start by closing our eyes again in this seated position and just taking a second to come into our bodies and to focus on our breath. So just paying attention to your own breath at its own individual rhythm. Don't change anything yet, but just sit here for a second and notice your body and the way that it feels in this position and the way that your breath feels coming into your body. The way that the air feels as it comes through your nose and travels down into your lungs. You feel your belly expand. And on an exhale, you feel your chest release, your shoulders roll down your back. Let's start by just taking a few breaths together here. We'll inhale and release. Again, let's all inhale and release. You can open your mouth and let these be deep sighs out. Really release all the tension. I want this to be the biggest release you've had all day. Let's inhale and release. Okay, on our next breath in, let's start to slowly bring movement into the body. So we'll push our chest forward. We're going to do a seated cat-cow here. So we'll push our chest forward on an inhale. We'll bring our chin up, looking up towards the sky. And on an exhale, we will reverse. We'll curl our chin into our chest. We'll roll back a little bit, grabbing our knees, and we'll roll our spine, pushing our shoulder blades out. On the inhale, we'll bring our body up, looking up to the sky and expanding through our chest. And as we exhale, we'll contract, bringing it all back in. Let's take a few rounds here with your own breath, whatever pace that might be. The really beautiful thing about a live stream is that I can't see any of you. And so I don't know where you are in the practice. And so this practice is completely your own. You get to take this time to be here with yourself, with your body, and with your breath. Let's find our way breathing back to a neutral spine here in the middle. On our next inhale, we're going to lengthen our crown up towards the sky. And on our exhale, we're going to release left shoulder or left ear, to left shoulder. Feel that elongation through the side of your neck. Feel what it feels like to be in your body and to find this energy that might be stuck. Breathe in here. Good. Our next inhale, we're going to come back to center and we'll release on an exhale to the opposite side. Again, finding what works for your body here. We all have different ranges of flexibility, different ranges of motion. So really being gentle with yourself here and finding where is your edge in your own body. We'll inhale back to center. On an exhale, we'll drop our chin to our chest, feeling an elongation through the back of our spine. And on our next inhale, we'll come all the way back, looking up towards the sky and feeling that elongation now through the front of our neck. Again, we'll exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, up towards the sky. We'll find our way back here to center. And we'll start to make really, really small circles with our neck. So we're going to go really, really slowly and take our time here. We don't want to rush this. We want to take the time to really be in our bodies here and to do what our specific body needs. So on our inhale, we're going to go back around our neck, going all the way around from one side to the other. And on our exhale, we're going to come forward and do the same all the way around to the other side. Once you meet that point, again, you're going to inhale to open all the way around. Exhale, chin to chest. Again, we'll take a few rounds here at our own breath. Stay with your breath. Remember, exhale, contracting, going down, chin to chest. And an inhale, rising up, opening, looking up towards the sky. After you complete this next round, we're going to pause and switch direction. So finding your breath again. Remember, exhaling, bringing our chin to our chest, finding elongation through the back of the spine, and inhaling, looking up towards the sky and opening. Good. Find your way slowly back to center. back to a centered position here so that our spine is straight again, our neck is straight. And let's just take a second and close our eyes again and check in. Let's see how our body feels already from the small little movements that we've made. Maybe it feels like places are a little more open, a little more free. The energy is flowing a little bit better. And take a second here to just say thank you to yourself. Let's put our right hand on our heart and our left hand on our belly and take a few breaths here in gratitude, just thanking ourselves again for taking the time to be here today with ourselves and with our bodies. So we'll take an inhale and release. Again, an inhale and release. One more. We'll inhale and release. Good. Hands back here. On our next inhale, we're going to rise our hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to grab our right wrist with our left hand. We're going to inhale up. And as we exhale, we're going to release, feeling that stretch through the side body. If it feels good for you here to look under your armpit in the opposite direction, you can. If it's a little too much, you can keep your gaze forward. Whatever you need here in your body, and breathe. Good. Our next inhale, we're going to come back up to center, raising again through the crown of our head. We're going to switch wrists, grabbing the opposite wrist with the opposite hand. Again, an inhale to lengthen. And an exhale to release. Again, if it feels good, looking under that armpit. If not, keeping that gaze forward. Whatever feels best for you. This isn't about going as far as you can into the position. It's finding that length in your side body here, wherever that might be for you. We'll take a few breaths. Good. On our next inhale, we'll come back to center, and our exhale, we're going to twist. So we're going to bring our right hand to our right knee and rolling over, our left hand to our right knee. And then we're going to turn around. We're going to look back and bring our palm behind our body here. We're not using this hand to pull. We just have it here for support. So twisting with your spine to where you can. If you can look behind you and if you want to, go ahead and do so. If you want to keep your gaze right outside or maybe even here, that's okay. Again, this is your body finding what works best for you here. So we'll find our seated twist. On an inhale, we'll lengthen, reaching our crown of our head up towards the sky. And on an exhale, we'll twist just a little bit further, deepening into the pose. Find your breath and breathe. Good. On our next inhale, hands up. Again, back to center. Take a deep breath here in. And again, exhale, releasing opposite side. So our right hand to our left knee, our left hand behind us, and we're looking either out to the side or behind us, whatever feels good for you and your body. Again, lengthening on the inhales here and finding depth in the pose on our exhales. Good. Our next inhale back to center. Reaching up towards the sky. And an exhale, we're going to bring our hands together and come down, hands to heart center. We'll take a second here, again, just noticing how our body feels, maybe closing our eyes if it feels right, and just pausing. Today's practice is really about being in your body and finding what it feels like to be in your specific body. So take a second here to just breathe and be in your physical body. Good. We can bring our hands down and we can scoot our seat back a little bit. So if you're on a mat, you can go to the back of your mat. If you're not, just scoot your seat back a little bit so that you have space in front of you to bring your legs out. So we're going to want our legs to be right out straight in front of us here. And we're going to start with a forward fold. So on an inhale, we're going to bring our arms up to the sky, and an exhale, we're going to release and find where we can grab, whether that be up towards your knees, whether that be down towards your shins, or maybe all the way down to your toes. Wherever that is for you, find your edge. Again, yoga is not about competition. It's not about how far you can go or what your body can do versus someone else's. It is your own beautiful body and getting into it. So find your edge and breathe here, keeping your toes pointed back towards you. Feel the stretch along the back of your legs. And again, feel that stretch. It's not pain. If it's painful, it's a little too much. Make sure that you're finding just maybe a little bit of discomfort and finding what that looks like for you, finding your edge and then staying with your edge there. Good. Breathing in to feel lengthen and exhaling to allow movement of energy through the back of our legs, opening this space up. Good. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our right leg in to our thigh, so to our left thigh, and we're going to bring our left thigh out just a little bit. So we're still in a good, comfortable seated position here. If you want to sit up for a second and pull your sit bones back so that you're really grounded on the floor, you can do so. Our next inhale, we're going to inhale up and exhale. We're going to go down over that leg on the side here. Again, whether it be up here by your thigh, down here by your shins or your toes that you're able to grab, we're going to come into this position. I'll bring my camera down a little bit so that you guys can see just a little bit better here. So this is the position here that we want to be in. An inhale, we're up, and again, an exhale, we're down here, wherever that might be for you. Breathing in, again, you should feel it in your groin here as well as maybe in the back a little bit, but this is a little bit more of a groin stretch here. So let's find our position here and breathe. You should also feel it through your side body here. So through the side body here and in your groin is really where we want to be focused right now. Good. An inhale is going to bring us back up, and an exhale, we will change sides. So opening our straddle, bringing the opposite leg in, finding our good seated position again, whatever that is for us. An inhale will bring us up, and exhale will turn and belly button forward. So belly button forward and then releasing down. So we want to bend from the low back here. And we'll find our side position here. Again, feeling a stretch through the side body as well as a little bit in the groin here. And we'll breathe. Our next inhale is going to bring us back to center. And on an exhale, we're going to bring both of our soles of our feet together here and bringing them in towards the groin. So we're going to find butterfly pose here. So keeping our spine extended, keeping our shoulders back, our chest up and open. And we're going to find a good seated position here. Let's flap for a little bit. So flapping and just really opening up these hip flexors. Again, if this is a little too much for you, you can bring your feet out. So bringing your feet out, you'll find a little bit more depth in the pose, whatever is good for your specific body. If this is too much and you feel like having something under your knees might help you, you can bring a block or books or a cushion or anything you have under your knees to kind of give you a little bit more support if you feel like you need it. So let's flap a little bit here together, again, in our bodies. And on an inhale, we're going to lengthen. On an exhale, we're just going to release down into this pose. So we're going to release forward, reaching our hands out in front of us. You may get down to the floor. You may be right here. Wherever you are, again, is okay. This is your body, and it's finding what the best position is for you. If you need to bring your legs out again a little bit for this release forward, that might be a little bit easier for you. So go ahead and take the adjustment that you need. Really feel that stretch in your hip flexors here. Find your specific edge and then stay there. Good. On your inhale, we can slowly bring our body up really, really slowly, one vertebrae by one vertebrae. And let's all take a second here, bringing our body forward again, and we're going to lay down on our mat. So we'll find a position lying down here, and I'll turn sideways so that you can see a little bit better. So we're going to lay down, and we're going to just give our body some love. So let's bring our knees into our chest here, and let's just hold them. If you want to stay with shoulders on the ground here, you can. If you want to be up and bring your nose in between your knees, giving yourself a really big hug, you can do so as well. Whatever feels good for you here, just loving our body and thanking our body for being here and for taking us through this life. If it feels good, you might want to rotate a little bit, either rocking from side to side with your knees, or maybe making small circles with both of your knees. Really, again, feeling into your body here and feeling what feels good for you. Good. Next exhale, we're going to bring our knees down to the floor here. And then I'll move so that I'm back with you guys here. So we're here, and we're just going to simply drop our knees to one side. So arms are out, cactus at the side like this. We're going to drop our knees, and we're just going to feel, again, that spinal twist here. We're going to stay here for just a little bit. If it feels good, you can look over to the opposite side. If not, keeping your gaze right above head. Again, whatever feels good for you here. Good. Our next inhale will bring us back to center, and our exhale will drop our knees to the other side, engaging in the opposite side of the spinal twist here. Good. Again, the next inhale will bring us back to center. Let's bring our knees into our chest again. We can grab above the knees or below, and we're going to slowly start to rock, and we're going to rock our way back up to a seated position here. So finding our way back to a seated position, wherever that might be for you. And we're going to prepare for the meditation that is to come. If you want to be in the laying down position for the meditation, on your side, on your back in Shavasana, using a bolster or having a blanket under your seat again, feel free to do so. We'll take the time here to just get comfortable and prepare for this meditation that will now be live streamed from Paris. Let's all take one final inhale together. We'll inhale and release. Thank you all so, so much for being here with me. I am so honored again to have led you through this practice. Let us go into this beautiful meditation, and I will see you on the other side for a quick, short, like question and answer after we have this live meditation. So thank you all so, so much again, and namaste.
We try to check my voice. Good? Okay, so good evening everyone. So just a quick introduction. So I think instead of introducing just start with questions about myself. So everybody call me Coco. It's my nickname. I'm originally from Vietnam, but now I'm living in Switzerland. Yeah, so before I was working for like a fast food industry, but now I'm fully enjoying my life as a yoga instructor. And also I instruct yoga and also breath work, the exercise for meditation. And yeah, and so I already practiced yoga for 7 years, and now I'm the meditation practitioner. I've already practiced meditation for 2 years, and when I explore yoga and meditation, I experience the good of it, and also the peaceful mind and the good energy and the calm mind after practicing yoga and meditation. So that's why I really want to share to everybody, especially whenever I travel with my husband. So, so yeah, so it is a great chance today to share some of the meditation information and also the breath work applicable for everyday life. So may I ask, is there anyone the first time meditation or never meditated before? Okay, so you never meditated before. Okay. So actually meditation is not something mysterious. It is not something complicated. It is just the practice that you ask the mind to focus, getting back to yourself. Because we are always let the mind wandering around. So if you look closer, you will see that we have a lot of thoughts. One thought to another, one idea to another idea, one story to another story. So just keep going, just keep going. And like our body, every day we run from home to work, we run from home to school, we run from home to supermarket, we run everywhere. And it's also tired, our physical body, right? And what do you do when you're tired with your physical body? Nap, nap, yeah, or shower, right? And after taking a shower, you feel very refreshed, relaxed, right? You feel so light. But you never do it with your mind, right? You let the mind wandering around here and there, jumping every day, and you don't do anything to have the mind relax. So that's why meditations is asking the mind just to going back, stop for a moment, so it's having a chance to relax. So in yoga, we also say that meditation is considered like taking a shower for the mind. Yeah, and yeah, we should do it every day, even very short one. Yeah, even 1 minute, yeah, 5 minutes, and then gradually we increase that into 20 minutes. And meditations, it is just when you do the meditation, you will see that your mind just going everywhere. So just ask them to going back, focus back. And then when you focus just a few minutes, it's going, few seconds, not minutes, few seconds, it's go also, it's go away. And then ask it to come back. Yeah. So it is like practicing calling the mind to come back. It is like building your muscle. Like you practice exercise, right? You're building the muscles every day. Yeah. So same for meditation. You asking the mind to coming back whenever it goes. Ask come back, go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, like that every day. So the ability to self awareness, the ability to observe things clearer will be improved every day, every day, every day when we practicing calling back the mind. So that is meditation. Very simple one. And also today we will do two exercise of the breath work. So why we do the breath work before the meditations? Because if you observe when you are scared or you are in hurry or you are angry, your breath will be very shallow. It is only very shallow. But when you are something in concentration, when you are in something that um, you focus, right? So, and then if you see it, observe it clearly, you will see that your breath just becomes very slow, very calm, and also there's some points maybe it just stop for a few moments when you are in concentration. So that's why in yoga we see that there's a strong correlation between the mind and between the breath. So that's why we practice to control the breath. When the breath is deep, when the breath is slow, automatically our mind just turns to be very calm, slow, and more peaceful through controlling the breath. So that's why today, before the meditation sessions, we will have the two practice of the breath work. So it helps you to make the breath lighter, you feel the breath deeper, so that it will help you to concentrate better. Okay, so that's the idea. Yeah, so I think let's start the experience of that one. And if you have any question, um, so yeah, we can ask at the end. Or if you feel any comfortable in breathing, so just raise your hand so that I will know and I will adjust the breathing. Okay. Okay, so now we start. So find yourself in a sitting position in the most comfortable way. Sit up straight. You can put your hands on your knees. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Close your eyes. And now taking a deep inhalation and taking a deep exhalation. Deep inhalation one more time. And deep exhalation. And now trying to observe your breath. Observe your breath in and out. And now we take a deep inhalation. Navigate your breath into your abdomen And deep exhalation, abdomen going down. Inhale one more time, the abdomen going up, chest up to the clavicle. And then exhale, abdomen down, chest down. One more time, inhale, abdomen up, and exhale, abdomen down. Continue breathing, inhale, on 1, on 2, on 3. Exhale, on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale, on 1, on 2, on 3, abdomen up. Exhale, on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale, abdomen up. 1, 2, on 3. Exhale, abdomen down on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale deeply. 1, 2, 3. Exhale fully. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhale to your abdomen and exhale fully. The exhalations double the inhalation. Inhale, abdomen up, chest up, clavicle. And then exhale, abdomen down. Relax. Keep breathing to your abdomen. Exhale fully, abdomen down. Keep breathing to your abdomen. It is where all the energy into the Manipura chakra in the belly. It is store all of your energy there. Keep inhalation and exhalation fully, abdomen down. Try to make your exhalation longer, deeper, double than the inhalation, so it will create more relaxation. Continue focusing on the breath. Inhale to the abdomen and exhale, abdomen down. One more time, inhale, abdomen up, and exhale, abdomen relax. Continue breathing. And now if you can, focus in the middle of the eyebrow or in the middle of your chest. Keep breathing deeply to the abdomen and relax from the abdomen whenever you exhale. Relax. If you see your mind wandering around, just call it back. Focus in the middle of the eyebrow or the middle of your heart. taking a deep inhalation one more time to your abdomen. And then exhale fully from your abdomen. Gently open your eyes. So that's the first exercise of breath work. This is called the full yogic breath, abdomen breathing. So if you feel tired in your legs, so just relax. Yeah. So make sure that you are able to sit longer. You can do some stretching. Yeah. Relax for a few moments. And now we come into the second exercise. It is called the alternate nostril breathing. It is, if you observe that normally you breathe only one nose, and the other nose is the other nostril is quite blocked. So that's why when we practice the alternate nostril breathing, so it will help you breathe in the both nostril. And when you breathe in the both nostril, it helps to balance the two side of the mind. And from the yogic energy, so it is say that there's on the right side, it is kind of the heating up the body, and from the left side is cooling your body. So if we practice and we breathing in the both nostril, so it have to balance our energy inside us. So that normally we only breathe one side, so sometimes it make ourselves imbalance. Okay, so it is called anuloma viloma or alternate nostril breathing. So here's how. So let's practice together. So now we are sitting in a comfortable positions again. You can cross your legs, and the left hand put on the knees, and the right hand so fold the index fingers and the middle fingers. Yeah, and we just use the thumb and the ring finger like that. Okay, so now inhale and exhale. So you put the thumb close to the right nostril. Exhale from the right. Keep your elbows close to your chest so you don't feel so um, tired in your elbows. And then inhale from the left, and then we close both nostrils. We will retain the breath. We will retain the breath here for a few seconds. And then exhale, remove the thumb, and you exhale all from the right. And now inhale from the right, and then close both nostrils. Then exhale from the left, and then inhale from the left, close both nostrils, and exhale from the right. Use the thumb and the ring finger. Now inhale from the right, close both nostrils, and exhale from the left. You can close your eyes to feel it. Inhale from the left, close both nostrils, hold your breath here, and exhale from the right. Now inhale from the right, close both nostrils, and exhale from the left. Inhale from the left on 1, on 2, on 3, close both nostrils, Focus in the middle of the eyebrow. Exhale from the right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale from the right. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Focus on middle of the eyebrow. Exhale from the left. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale from the left. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Focus middle of the eyebrow. Exhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Exhale from the left. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale left. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Whenever you hold the breath, you ask the mind to stop. Exhale from the left. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale from the left. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Focus in the middle of the eyebrow. Exhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Exhale left. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale left. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Inhale right. On 1, on 2, on 3. Close both nostrils. Last retention. Exhale left. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Very good. Now release your hand. Keep your eyes closed. Take a few deep breaths here. Observe your breath. Observe your breath. Seeing how different it is before and after the breathing. And now if you can, so continue closing your eyes. Check your spine. Check yourself in the most relaxed sitting position. Focus on your breath and now asking the mind to collaborate with us for the next 30 minutes. Observe the mind. Keep focusing in the middle of the eyebrow. and taking a deep breath. Whenever you see your mind's wandering around, just remember asking it, coming back. Ignore all of the distractions, focusing back on your breath. Stay focused in the middle of the eyebrow. You can chanting the Om or chanting the name of any saint or God, or visualize the light between your eyebrow or between your heart. Whenever you feel distracted, whenever you feel you want to go out, just take a deep inhalation, coming back to the breath. Aware of where your mind, aware of your thoughts, aware of your body. Whenever you are aware of your body and mind, you are doing meditation. It's okay to let the mind wandering sometimes. Just going back with your breath. Coming back with the breath. Visualize the lights in the middle of the eyebrow, or having some of the chanting. Om, Om, Om. our mind is always wandering around. So now when we ask the mind to stay still, it may react, but that's okay. Whenever it reacts, just come back to your breath one more time. Watch your breath in and out, asking yourself, how's my breath now? Just observe your breath. Your mind is so active. Our mind is so active. It is running, running, and running. Give the mind some space, some time to stay still, stay relaxed. Whenever you feel distracted, just inhale deeply and exhale fully. Coming back to the breath. aware of your breath. Feeling your breath light, soft, gentle. Just aware of your breath. Bring it back. Inhale, feeling a lot of vitality, lots of energy come through your body. Exhale all of the negativity going out. Remember, bring your mind back whenever it goes. Like building the muscle, your ability to focus on it. Aware of the sounds surrounding. Then come back again with your breath. Observe your thoughts, observe your mind. It may want to leave, but talk to yourself. I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. And focus back on your breath. Ignore all the sounds outside, coming back to the inside of yourself. Feel your breath, checking your breath, asking, how is my breath now? Asking your body, how is it right now? Aware of it. And then focus back the middle of the eyebrow. See your thoughts come and go, come and go. aware of the surroundings, but don't forget to bring back to yourself your consciousness of the breath. Feeling the breeze, aware the surrounding, and then aware of your breath. Gently bringing back your awareness to your body, taking a deep inhalation and a deep exhalation, giving your body, giving yourself a little bit moment of deep breathing here. Inhale all the vitality into your body and exhale all the anxiety, worries away. Now gently open your eyes and then shaking your legs if you are feel tired. Now, if you can, so just close your eyes one more time. And sending the gratefulness, the thankfulness to your body, to yourself, for having space, for giving time for your mind and your body to stay still, stay peaceful, stay relaxed. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, hey everyone, it's me again. Let's take these last few minutes here and just have a question and answer. So, if you want to share your experience, if you want to share something that you really enjoyed or something that you learned, you can send those messages in the comments section here. Or, as mentioned, if you have any questions, shoot over a question and I'll be around for a little bit here to stay and just answer any questions or comments that you want to have, or that you do have, rather. If anyone wants to share their thoughts, you can just type in and share, or again, any questions that you have. If not, we can end here in a little bit. But I really hope you all enjoyed the session today, both the yoga and the meditation there. Cool, thanks, Natalie. So, where do you recommend someone start in their meditation journey? This is a really good question. So, when we're talking about meditation, what can happen a lot of times is I think people ask the question of, how do I do this? Like, how do I meditate? What does it look like for me to meditate? And I think the best way to approach meditation from the very beginning is really to just become aware. The number one thing with meditation is that we're simply becoming aware. A lot of people think, it's when your mind becomes blissful and you have no thoughts, and that certainly can be a result of meditation, but that isn't necessarily the end goal. It can feel really good to be in that blissful state, but the first step is really awareness. So I would recommend starting with a really simple meditation, like a five senses meditation. So sitting somewhere maybe outside in nature, or somewhere that you can kind of just get away. And I would just do a five senses. So what do you hear? What are you feeling right now? Do you feel like a breeze on your skin? Do you feel like a ground beneath you? Are you sitting on a bench? Just really taking in like your senses and what you're experiencing specifically. If you taste anything, that can be a really cool way to start meditation, is like if you have a drink and you're like, oh, I want to really be aware of what this tea tastes like, and in of itself is a meditation as well. If you smell anything while you're there, and then what are you touching, like physically as well? So becoming aware of your senses is a really good way to kind of start into meditation. Another thing I think that's really just important to mention with meditation is that the goal of meditation, again, is not to get rid of our thoughts. We will have thoughts. Thoughts will come. That is really, really natural. We're human beings. And so, of course, we have this brain in our bodies, right? And our brain is going to have thoughts. We can't necessarily control it. But what we can do is we can choose how we respond to those thoughts. And so, as we're meditating, if a thought arises or if something comes in, acknowledging that thought and not trying to get rid of it, but acknowledging that thought, acknowledging its existence, and kind of passing it on, right? And allowing it to float away, or putting it in another container in your brain and saying, I'll deal with this later, not right now, right? Maybe you're thinking about like a really big project that you have at work. I can guarantee when you come out of that meditation the next day, you're going to remember that project, right? And so we can take these thoughts and we can tell them that we'll come back to them at a later time, because we do have thoughts. Thoughts will come in. Again, it's very natural for that to happen. But yeah, I'd recommend just really awareness of your body and your mind as well, and staying aware of like the things that happen, and the thoughts that come into your mind as well, I think is a really good place to start. Hope that helps. Okay, we have another question here. Thank you, from It'll Be All Right. What was the thing that inspired you to take up meditation? This is also such an awesome question. So, I myself had started practicing yoga more as like a fitness regiment, like probably 7 years ago now, maybe eight, I suppose. And so I was doing yoga kind of regularly, and with yoga comes meditation. I really dove into my yoga practice about 5 years ago and really started becoming like aware of my body during yoga, and not just using it as like an exercise anymore, but really using it more as like a mindfulness activity. The goal of yoga is to connect our mind and our body and our breath, right? So using our breath to find movement in the body. On our inhales, we expand. On our exhales, we kind of release, right? And so finding yoga in that way, it became a meditative practice for me in and of itself. And then with that, I found just a lot of peace in my life through meditation. If I look at the times of my life that I'm happiest, that I'm doing the best mentally, that my mental health is, at its peaks, because of course mental health kind of goes up and down. That's normal. Again, we're human. But when my mental health is at its peak, I ask myself, what am I doing? I'm taking care of my mind in the same way that we need to take care of our physical self. We need to take care of our mental self as well. And so not only, is it maybe good for us to eat well and good for us to move our bodies and to exercise, but it's also really good for us to exercise our brains. And meditation is a really healthy way of doing that. And so once I realized, I feel so much better when I do this on a regular basis, whether that be a moving meditation through yoga or a nighttime meditation to help me go to sleep. I've just personally found a lot of peace in my life from it. And when I stray is when I find that my mental health starts to deteriorate again. And so it's like, okay, I get down there and I'm like, okay, I know I need to come back up. I know I need to like start meditating and doing yoga and practicing these things again, that really help me mentally. Thank you guys so much for the questions. Go ahead and send any more questions or comments, or your experience or anything like that in the chat here. I'll also add, while I have you guys here, I'll add in my social channels. So I just started a travel blog. This is the website of the travel blog. So if you're interested, you can check out the blog itself. And if you want to, you can also follow my social media pages. They're fairly empty for right now, but my goal is going to be to bring in like a mix of travel and wellness. So like taking care of yourself while you're on the road, which I think is something really important that is just often forgotten, is like as we're traveling, we're, engaging so much and we're really consuming a lot. Like we're having so many experiences and meeting so many people and doing so many things that we forget to like take a step back and come back to our bodies. And so talking about like a slower form of travel, and really like being mindful of the way that we travel as well is kind of what I'll get at with my blog. Cool. Okay. I'll leave the space open here for a little bit. So maybe just a couple more minutes and see if you guys have any other questions, or if you want to share your experiences. Okay, cool. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you joining me on this beautiful day and kind of joining me on this journey. And as mentioned, I really encourage you to take a little bit of time today to ask yourself just what makes you feel most alive. What are the things that make you feel alive. What are the things that, what does being alive like look like for you, right? Asking yourself those questions and understanding like what that looks like for you. And then also asking yourself, like, how can I be bold and how can I be confident and how can I be, really determined in my mental health journey, whatever that looks like for you, whether it means getting a therapist or meditating more frequently or doing yoga more frequently or practicing like your creative outlets, right? Again, there's different routes for every single person. Um, so I'd ask you to just like really reflect today on what does wellness look like for you individually and what serves you best with wellness. So thank you all so much again for being here. It's been wonderful to have you all here. It was wonderful to lead you through this yoga session. And again, if you have any questions, I'll leave it open for a second here. Otherwise, in a minute, I will wrap it up and we can call it. All right, cool. So I'm not seeing any other comments coming through. So we can go ahead and call this the end of the session today. Again, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for being here with us today. It was great to have you here and to have this experience with you all. If you're interested, again, in more wellness, make sure you kind of keep an eye on Blemish's events and the things that they are doing. They do so much within this beautiful wellness space, both in person and online. So thank you all so much again. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your World Meditation Day. And I wish you all peace and love in your journeys of life. Thank you. Namaste.